clear, sharp mind. It's not like, oh, we're doing this starting class with this kind of exercise. You know? Everything is in this. So starting off as if you have a sword. You know? It's a triangle. It's a wedge. So when she grabs, this happens here. She lets go now. I strike first. That's what impels her to keep holding here. There's no reason for her to hold. I catch her center with my center. So this has to be very mindful. And also, you can take this in a lifelong study. The fact that when I can't do a lot of the exercises, you know, like some damage, whatever. You can sharpen the mind and connect to movement and also to aura. So if I'm here, if I just move my hand here, So, and that doesn't kick, right? So, slowly, if you just move from here, what happens? Just move from here. Is this encounter and position you have? Jesus. But you see what? So I have this first strike. So that's what the Teni in Aikido is. Some people talking about how come if it's so important we don't teach it. But we just taught the Indian. Wait, so just kind of go. You're going to, like, just move here, track me. Gotcha. So I don't want, when I demonstrate this, I don't want people stopping each other or pointing out openings in each other. You can train with a friend after class, so you get this idea. But even in that kind of training, well, you're tiring me out. Even in that kind of training, not to show each other openings or weaknesses, but to help each other. So, just the movement of the hip catches his attention. So when you're grabbed, this is not simply here. And class, his job is to keep holding me if he thinks he can get me. Yeah? But I want to understand, in actuality here, okay, and ankle, then he has the advantage. So Aikido is not aggressive and it's not defensive. It's like, it's an echo. It's an echo. It's like he comes, he knows what he wants to grab me. I'm guessing. So he has the advantage, right? He comes, I move just inside. Then I've taken that out. Here. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming, but he can change it. Right? So he comes. In the second International Aikido Federation meeting was in Hawaii. I was there, and they had Yamaguchi Sensei, and Shirata Sensei, and so many like high-ranking Shihan, and Yamaguchi Sensei was teaching. I had a feeling he might call me up because I had been in Japan maybe a few years before taking his classes, and just maybe just like, oh, okay, maybe call me up. And he did that, and he held his hand over my back. I couldn't get up, he couldn't get up. And I was trying, and then his interpreter said, he says, don't play around, he says, do anything, trying, I couldn't. So after that, people came up and said to me, they said, do you really hold your gun like that? You really can? I said, no, he gave me $10 before I $10 then, it was good.
Yeah, that was
But he really did. And so when you feel something, and it's a little different, and you feel it effective in a different way, try and keep that, how the feeling. And that's where the transference is. That, I mean, you can be thrown hard, people, all different ways to be competent, but then there's an extra level. And so, basically, like when I first started Aikido, my sensei had brought over stay close, Konigsberg sensei. And so Hal and my babies, I had that opportunity. And I never understood what was happening. I would go, and I was 25 then, and I was like, I was working in a clothing warehouse, really physically strong. And just stand like this, he'd take one thing, oh, I broke. Oh, wait a minute, I wasn't ready, so I said, let me try again. And like 4 times it goes, are you ready yet? The thing was that I always kept that in my mind, that feeling. It didn't feel any power particularly. It was just the joining of energy or something. So this is where, like at a certain point, this, when this muscle's engaged here, there's a separate, he can let go of the when it's not, he can still. And if he feels any pressure, I'm first. Here, pull in, he's first, always. Here, and first. I'm not concerned that much about, please not just hold. Coming here. If you're thinking of those terms, right? Then if he holds tight, and I can go over here and feed to here. But that in the martial sense, that's suicide. I'm breathing up here, and he lets go down. Well, I'm pulling out. Yeah. That's what the position you want. And when people talk about using this in a real way, right? Just come and here, in consciousness. So this is something, again, like I say, we can work on all your life. Here, he actually controls me. here. I'm controlling here. I will stay here. This blow is fatal, actually. That's why it's outlawed in almost every combat sport. This blow, right? But it's, if you have a heat, it's there. Here. Here. Right. I just moved my arm, his arm. Right. This is the center. I move this up here, I don't stop. I drop my shoulder. So, yeah. And now, but as soon as power goes here, bring this here. Outside. Yeah. So this hand should be out. Don't engage here. If he has, but if he feels me, he can pull or push, right? I divert energy to the ground from the center here. But if this is tight, right? So get used to using this idea when we do Aikido. Right? This is burning everything to here. Please, right?
Hands back on.
If I just turn like this, I move around myself, not around him. So anytime you're caught here, so now here, all power, and if I engage any of his power, I'm hanging at the end of his strength. I release the pencils. Anything I try to do here, he counters. I release my hip turns his hip. This is just the connection. So this is a very subtle thing, but you can keep training and training all your life. If I meet him here, so, and here, don't, you already said go. That's like telegraphing the punch. Here he comes. Okay? Hey. This is here. So a 10 is automatic if you keep the extension. If I go to throw here, body will find the right channel where the energy is going. Okay? So when you go in, don't identify this. Oh, he grabbed my wrist one, didn't he? Move, just move. I want to be here. And do that. Great. So the ultimate point is that you're not going to counter him or deal with an attack where they're strong. Right now, the difference between regular practice now, you're learning here, would like to use your physical, it's always physical power. So engage here, and I find where I can move, where this works. Like actual randori training or even this happens, I just move someplace else. As soon as it happens, we're rerouting the brain from going to dominate to being able to join and control, okay? You do have to go through process, right? So here I use that. Point is, as soon as in actuality, as soon as I feel this, I'm here. Here, even here. Be strong and keep with this. No power, any power here. This one. Any power. When you use the head. Right. So when people watch, it looks like everything's happening, but it's not. It's culminating. But actually, this is what, for instance, if I go here. So even then, now if I get strong, come back. This also. What people are saying is like this. Just going down. Right? So when you want to get this, in your body, you should take the jaw and both and be able to cut, and not just cut this way, but also let this be free. With it. But that's your own practice, and that's what makes Aikido interesting. You can play with it past the point where you can just go flying, you know? Right? It's using your peripheral, right? That somebody can't get you here. Move with here, with the testing here. I have to release. When I release, I can't collapse. Releasing. Body expands naturally. Can't push, no. So it's, you can't, if you're trying to guess what the attack is, it already happened. He comes, that will always come to us. You may change. Just have to respond. So the idea is we're not waiting and identifying. Now in class we're doing a specific technique, but I want you to take this way. Let's say right here. This is actually not, I believe, not a throw. That is voluntary choice. This is actually a strike. So, not throwing. This, he loses me for that instant. But if I wait for him, now, in order not to get struck, he takes this. when somebody comes. So, see what happens? Just by moving here, it goes here. So it's training in every martial art. You go to the Zendo, the training, the hub. As he comes, and I move here. That is, I go, okay? So what are we doing now? Again. Don't stop it anymore. Let me continue. And I get caught too because now I'm trying to run here. Right? Because that's how you learn. And otherwise, if I just use the hand, I may go along with it. Just follow, which you're supposed to do. But there's an aspect to this training to Aikido that I think people should understand. And when people, for instance, like, let's say, here, say, why can you correct me? When you watch this, in most cases, you're watching what's happening here. And that's the way of learning, right? When this contacts, and then now he doesn't want to go, right? So that's why I say pick up a boken and let it come up. You're splitting your mind and you're maintaining your center. It's like Kenshinage can say. Looking up. This is controlling. So this is the bottom of the wave. It never disconnects. You can think it does, and all of a sudden it looks like it's hovering here, but actually power's coming from there, and to find where it wants to go. That's a natural. That's like the equals now for my benefit. That's what you do. Here I'm finding where it goes, right? When it's still relying on pushing, this can come. It doesn't, because the movement is kind of not visible to you at the top, right? Anybody would be at the bottom sees this, okay? So that's what one of the things that Tiny Hancock does. You can, and your practice related to everything, every single